Just to start off, can we get to know you and get to know Distinguished Real Estate better?
Sure. So thank you very much, Yana. Very nice to be here. Very nice to be here with everyone else in the audience as well. So my name's Mubarak. I'm the IT director at Distinguished Real Estate. I've been in the IT industry for about 30 years across multiple sectors. Um, uh, Real estate development, construction, finance, banking. Worked with multinationals. I've been in the region for maybe some 12 years, working with real estate developers in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. Currently with Distinguished Real Estate. Holding companies I've worked with, they're diversified groups, have lines of business in real estate development, construction, um, investments, other lines of business as well, F&B, as well as hospitality. So currently, Distinguished Real Estate is focusing on construction, property development, mainly based in Dubai, luxury branded real estate, but also premium real estate. And it also has its own leasing portfolio of about 4,000 units as well.
And what would you say were your biggest challenges that you faced before implementing SAP Business Suite?
So, as with every diversified group and holding group, family holding group, a lot of them, and Distinguished Real Estate was no different. They grew up organically from businesses that they focused with, and they weren't initially making investments in technology in terms of systems. And they decided, so it's obviously very hard for management. You're doing these multi-billion dirham sort of projects to understand what your cost is, what your performance is, to keep the schedule, your insights, efficiencies. It's very hard as you go through a sudden expansion to be able to manage the growth of the business. And this company decided to go through a very large expansion and growth, and brought in a new leadership team. I was also part of that team. And so you also need to have the tier one systems, the ERP systems, support systems, and technology to support the growth. So just not about expanding the people, but processes, technology also have to join and support that journey as well.
And how would you say that the implementation aligned with the business goals of Distinguished Real Estate?
As with the groups here, fortunately, our leadership is very ambitious, and I think that's correct. You want to be ambitious, you want to be the best, so you want the best systems to support you as well.
Exactly. And what did you say were the main objectives you aim to achieve within this implementation?
So our objectives was, we have certain businesses which are revenue generating businesses, customer facing businesses. So we wanted businesses and technologies to help us in that journey of increasing our revenue. And we also have businesses which enable and support us, our construction businesses. And so we want to make sure that we can monitor monitor and control these developments. I mean, these are huge, large scale developments, and a few percentage change here and there can make differences of millions, hundreds of millions of dirhams. So we want to make sure that we can monitor and control those, and then we have investments as well. So being a diversified group, we wanted systems that could support and give us oversight and control and across multiple lines of business and verticals.
And could you walk us through the implementation process, like how it began to where it ended?
Sure. So I've been through SAP implementations for many years with different companies, different lines of business. So we do tend to follow the SAP, in this case, Activate, so the methodologies to sort of implement the projects and the application life cycle management. But they will follow all the same purposes, in terms of discovery, in terms of implementation, in terms of user acceptance and training and user acceptance and delivery. So they will follow all the same plans, but in terms of any sort of ERP implementation that we've done.
And any implementation faces its own challenges, right? So what were some of the challenges you faced and how did you actually overcome them?
Yeah, so I mean, we always look at technology as being the challenge, but one of the things that always comes up is the people side. Putting technologies is one thing, but making sure that people are ready to adopt the changes, are comfortable and have been enabled and had this sort of knowledge transfer and the training to be able to use the systems. It is always a challenge, and then you have things like people coming and going and also requirements, making sure that the requirements are clearly understood. So you do face all these changes with every project, and I think it's important to always address all aspects of project, technologies and implementations from the people side, the process side, and the technology side together.
And how did the collaboration with Inflexion help ensure this smooth implementation process?
So I think Inflections has been with the company for this whole journey, and that has been a great support to the company. So even though people have come and gone and requirements have changed, the partner has been steady with us through the whole journey, and that's very important because you want kind of steady hands with you as you implement major change. And that's also one of the reasons that can either make or break a project. If you have sort of continuity as you implement, that's very important. And Inflections have been very supportive. And as with every project, you requirements tend to change, and you want a partner that's a bit adaptable and flexible and doesn't kind of draw a hard line to say that, okay, you have a new requirement and we're not going to support. So Inflections has been very supportive in that regard as well.
And in terms of improvements or results, what have you seen as results when it comes to growth SAP and SAP success factors?
So for us, I mean, we have had process improvements, we've had workforce improvements, automation improvements, we've had analytics improvements. But if you come from an environment where they are not using that, let's say the emphasis has never been there in technology. So you have an environment where the products are not suited for an enterprise environment. You don't have the controls, you don't have the analytics, you don't have the insight capability. And I think that's been the biggest jump now is sometimes it actually gives views and visibility of things that the management and people are just not aware of because you just have no visibility of data. You have no visibility to analyze the data or run analytics on it. And I think that's been very, very helpful. And the efficiencies that come with systems now taking over reporting and processes rather than it being done manually and repeated and time being spent unnecessarily and wasted. So there's a lot of benefits overall to having enterprise systems support you.
And would you say that Grow with SAP helped to provide better business insights and operational efficiency?
Absolutely. I think for us, I mean, I've worked with multiple types of ERPs over SAP products over the years, and I started off with the ERP and ECC, and I've had on-prem versions of ERP, and I've had HEC and HANA Enterprise Cloud, and right. So I've worked with many different sort of SAP products over the years and implemented many different SAP products. So I think Grow for SAP is a very good product for our organization. It's an organization that's moving incredibly rapidly. I mean, I had 700% increases in terms of budgets and in terms of headcount. I mean, in a couple of months, I'm talking fast expansion. So you want products that are elastic and can move at that speed. And Grow with SAP, being a cloud-based public cloud product, enabled very fast adoption, very fast implementation, and scalability, which is what I needed as well.
And what would you say is next for distinguished real estate in terms of digital transformation?
So I think for us it's digital transformation is crucial for the future of the business. I believe companies are becoming technology companies now, not necessarily we are a real estate developer. There's many real estate developers in the UAE. What makes us different from anybody else? Why should they buy our luxury branded real estate or work with our projects and not work with somebody else? So you need to have something that makes you more valuable to the customers than anyone else. And one of the things that you need, so that means, are we delivering smart homes? Are we delivering sort of unique masterpieces in terms of our products? But also, we want to make sure that we can deliver these products on time, on budget, as promised. We want to be able to take feedback from our different business units. We want to be able to understand, how is our manpower doing? We want to understand, how are we doing in terms of our partners, our suppliers? How are we turning around projects? Are we monitoring them properly? How are we doing in terms of our sales for our customers? So there's a lot of areas that it really helps us with that. Once you have those benefits, you then suddenly think that, how did I manage to run my business without them beforehand. So there are a lot of benefits to having these technologies.
And why would why does the Streamlined state, why did they choose Inflexion as their implementation partner?
So I think Inflections, I mean, the Gold Partner, you have industry knowledge, you've supported companies over many years, and so you add your value, you bring your value to the table. And I think personally, we have good relationships with the team. They've been supportive. They've been a constant factor that have been supporting the company over these last couple of years. And I think having that flexibility and that partnership is very important. I mean, I'm walking around here today and I'm seeing partners I've worked with over many years and on different projects. It's nice. I think it's always good to maintain relationships. You might work with them today, you might work with them in 10 years' time or 15 years' time, but they'll still be colleagues and friends that you can always meet in an event like this, and you can always catch up and reminisce on times that you worked together. So Inflections have been very nice as well.
Thank you. So any final thoughts you'd like to add?
Yeah, so I think in this day and age, things are moving fast. Companies are behaving, especially in this region. Companies, I would say we are the same, are almost like startups. Startups who are going through huge growth, huge acceleration, and they need people who can support the growth. They need to have the right processes in place, but they need the technologies that can scale with them as well. And that's how we see it. We see something as not something that's going to be in place for 1 month or 6 months. You want something that's going to be there for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and it's going to still be with you when you get to the end destination that you're hoping to get to. And I think that's really important. You should think long term as well. There's short term planning and mid term planning, but there should be long term planning. And whatever solutions you put in place should be there in 5 years' time, as far as I'm concerned. And they should be able to support the business that's grown 1,000% or 2,000%. So I think that for me is very important. That plan, have your innovation projects, have your roadmaps, and have the solutions that will be with you and will support you long term as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mubarak. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you everyone for joining our session.
Thank you very much, Yana. Very nice to speak with you today, and thanks everyone.